What's up guys? In this video, we're going to be talking about buying a medical card or medical insurance in Malaysia. Cha-ching! This video will be a complete guide on buying medical insurance, insurance plans, and medical cards, and we're going to go from the type of insurance plans you can buy right now, what to look for when picking out an insurance plan, all the way to how to buy insurance and what to expect when meeting an insurance agent. So this video is really a step-by-step guide because we've recently bought medical insurance ourselves, and we documented every step of the process from researching plans, reading insurance proposals and policies, and talking to insurance agents. And so all of our experience from this has been documented and will be included in this video for you to watch. If you're excited, go ahead and hit that like button so that people who are thinking of buying medical insurance but don't know where to start can hopefully find this video. You can help people find this video and you can help our channel grow with just a click of a button, and we really appreciate it. Alright, so let's dive into it. The first thing we need to discuss here is what exactly is medical insurance and who should buy it. You may have come across the terms medical card, medical plan, or insurance plan, and we're going to break down all these terms in just a few seconds to give you a clear understanding of what they are. But before we break these terms down, we need to understand that insurance is a form of protection against things that we don't foresee happening, or at least against things that we can't exactly pinpoint when it will happen. If we're talking about medical or health insurance, the unforeseen event will likely be a hospital bill, and if you're insured, you'll be protected because the insurance company will pay for your hospital bills instead of you having to pay it yourself. This is a basic explanation of medical insurance, but there are more details that we're going to explore very soon, and whether it's just the treatment cost or does it also include the cost of staying overnight in a hospital. When buying medical insurance in Malaysia, you have two options. You can buy a standalone medical card or you can buy an insurance plan. So first, we're going to break down what is known as a medical card. A medical card is basically what most people think of when they talk about health insurance. A standalone medical card is the most basic form of health insurance. You buy it, and if you have to get treatment in the hospital, your medical card will cover the cost of treatment depending on which card you buy. Some medical cards cover more and some cover less. And from our research, medical cards tend to start at around 75 ringgit a month. But we'll talk more about pricing and cost in just a bit. On the other hand, an insurance plan is a medical card packaged into a plan that serves as an investment or savings account specifically for your medical cost. You may also hear insurance plans being called investment link, health savings plan, or health savings account. And these are basically all the same thing. With an insurance plan, instead of just covering your medical cost, you are also insured against loss of income. What this means is that if you fall sick and go to the hospital, your insurance plan will cover the income that you lose from not going to work because you're sick. So with an insurance plan, not only are you protecting yourself against unforeseen medical expenses, but you're protecting your income in a scenario where you cannot work because you're sick. The insurance company will replace your income based on the plan you are subscribed to. And insurance plans usually start at around 150 ringgit a month. So this is the main difference between a standalone medical card and a health insurance plan. Medical cards only cover the cost of treatment, while insurance plans cover cost of treatment and loss of income. So now that we know the difference between an insurance plan and a medical card, which one should we get? There are pros and cons for both these products, so let's look at them. Like I said earlier, for a medical card, you're only covered for the cost of treatment, whereas an insurance plan, you're covered for the cost of treatment and for your loss of income. This can be a pro or con depending on what you need, but typically with a medical card, you're going to get lower monthly premiums, which means you're going to be paying a smaller amount every single month compared to an insurance plan. So medical cards are definitely cheaper. However, one of the big cons of having a standalone medical card is that you have to manually renew it every year, whereas an insurance plan, it's auto-renewed every year. So this means that if you have a standalone medical card, you have to go to the insurance company every year to buy your insurance again. And this is a big con because sometimes when you want to renew your medical card, the company can reject your renewal. And they can also increase the price of your medical card depending on what kind of injuries or disease you have suffered. Whereas for most insurance plans, you are automatically guaranteed almost the same price every year and same renewal. So when we were choosing which insurance to buy, we were thinking of just a standalone medical card because it was way cheaper, but the big con that came with it is that you have to renew it every year and it is subject to approval, and the price may increase depending on your health status. Whereas for an insurance plan, you're almost guaranteed renewal and about the same price every year. For example, if you buy a standalone medical card this year and you're in healthy condition, then let's say it's 100 ringgit a year. But let's say you suffer back pain, and next year when you want to renew your medical card, the insurance company says, because you have back pain and a history of this disease, we're going to increase your price or we're going to reject your application for insurance. So those are the major differences between a standalone medical card and an insurance plan. If you want something with the lowest price, go for the medical card, but if you have enough cash to spare every single month, then going for an insurance plan would be a better long-term decision. So we've talked about medical cards and insurance plans. Now let's look at the things that we should actually look out for when choosing these plans. The first thing you have to ask is, what does it cover? We've talked about this previously. There are two things that insurance will cover. The first is hospital costs, and the second is loss of income. But now we have to look at how much does it cover or what is the limit. Basically, for health insurance, you have an annual limit, which is a limit that you can use your insurance every single year. We would recommend going for insurance that covers at least 1 million ringgit in hospital treatment cost. And the second thing you have to consider is lifetime limit. This is the total amount that you are covered for in your lifetime, and the gold standard for this is going for an insurance plan that has an unlimited lifetime limit, which is not hard to find these days. The second thing to look out for is, of course, cost. This is also known as the insurance premium, which is the cost you have to pay every single month. For standalone medical cards, it starts at 75 ringgit a month, and for insurance plans, it starts at 150 ringgit a month. So how much should you spend on health insurance? A rough guideline is between 10 to 15% of your income. This is of course a rough guideline, and things may be different depending on the amount of income you make and your health conditions and whatnot. Now, there are a few things that will factor into how much your insurance will cost. So just because this insurance package costs this much for me, doesn't mean it will cost the same amount for you. Some of these things include things like your personal factors, like your age. The older you are, the more expensive insurance gets. Your occupation. If you work in a high risk occupation, like let's say you work in an oil rig, then your insurance costs will cost more than someone who's working an office job. And if you're a smoker, usually smokers will have a higher insurance premium compared to non-smokers. Other things that factor into your insurance cost is things like co-insurance, which is basically when you share the hospital treatment cost with your insurance company, and also deductibles. A deductible is the upfront payment that you have to make before your insurance plan kicks in. So for example, if your deductible is 300 ringgit, then every time you go to a hospital for a treatment, you have to pay 300 ringgit upfront first, and for the rest of that treatment, then your insurance kicks in and covers your treatment. Another thing to consider is whether your insurance covers the cost of staying overnight in a hospital, also known as room and board, and how much it covers. Typically, what you want to look out for is a room and board rate of around 200 ringgit a night. But if you don't mind sharing a room with many other patients, then that's up to you. And you want to look for a policy that gives you room and board for at least 150 days in a year. Another thing to consider is insurance waivers. A waiver usually only comes with an insurance plan. And what a waiver is that if you get sick, then your insurance premium or your monthly payments will be waived by the insurance company for a certain period of time. And this is usually until you reach an old age of 75 or 85. So a waiver usually happens when you are totally permanently disabled, which is TPD, or if you get a critical illness like a heart attack or a stroke. The rationale behind this is that if you fall into these sick categories, you won't be able to work and have a source of income to pay for your insurance premiums. So this premium will be waived by the insurance company and you will get insurance technically for free. Another very important thing to consider when buying insurance is the company that you're buying from. Make sure the company has a good reputation for reasonably approving insurance claims. Read the reviews online and read their policies and what other people have to say about them. If you have a family member or friend who is tied to a certain insurance company and had to use their insurance before, ask them what their experience is like. Was it difficult to get it approved or was it very easy? Also, take note of who your agent is, the person who is serving you. You can have the best insurance plan in the world, but if your agent is not willing to help you in difficult times and help you get the application approved, then that insurance plan goes to waste. So make sure your agent is there to serve you and has a good attitude and wants to serve you long term. There are other features that you can take note of in insurance plans, like your existing medical conditions. If you have existing medical conditions, maybe you could come up with a plan that helps you cover those costs, or if they don't cover those costs, then you should be aware of that too. Another thing is also investment returns for insurance plans. Because your money is being invested, you might want to take note of where it is being invested and what your potential returns are. Also look at the incentives or no claim benefits from insurance. So this means that if you don't claim your insurance for a period of time, what are the no claim benefits or incentives that the insurance plan gives you if you don't claim your insurance? This may be in cashback or maybe in points that you can use later on to redeem other things. The last thing you should consider are freebies. Freebies are things that you get when you sign up. For example, if you sign up for a credit card, maybe you get an Apple Watch. I signed up for an insurance plan. I got this Fitbit. This is not the most important thing, but sometimes it might be nice. But honestly, it's just trying to get you to sign up for the insurance plan. So how do you buy medical insurance? Most of the time, you're going to buy insurance through an agent. It's not very common for people to buy insurance straight up with the insurance company because you would have to make the claims and you have to do all the processes yourself. So most of the time, you will be buying insurance from an agent. That's why you need to make sure your agent is really helpful and is there to serve you. When you're buying insurance, be clear on your needs, know exactly what kind of plan you're looking for and what you need to cover in your health cost, and then set a budget. Ask yourself how much you're willing to pay every month in insurance premiums and how much you can afford. And one big tip I have for you is to go onto the websites and read the brochures. In the brochures are everything you need to know about the insurance plan that you're looking at. And most of the time, when you're meeting an insurance agent, all they're doing is they're reading out the brochure to you and highlighting the important parts. So if you read the brochure yourself, you get a much better understanding of the insurance plan and you can ask the insurance agent better questions when you do meet them. If you have any questions about health insurance, insurance plans, or medical cards, do leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.